They can hear you, though. Oh, there you go. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, back to the MLB The Show 20 tournament hosted by Perfect Game. My name is Gus, joined here by Hunter Pence and Darren Sun, who is having some technical issues at the moment, but we'll get him back here on Earth. Hunter, how are you doing this week, man?
Hey Gus, I'm doing well. Excited to get back into the Perfect Game baseball, and happy to see your beautiful afro as usual.
Oh man, I mean, you're rocking something at the moment. I can't exactly compete with it. It looks like what my hair looks like when I first wake up in the morning. But that's your battle scars, man. That just means that you're hitting the gym, and I love it.
Of course, apparently it means I'm hitting the gym.
You're showering mid-afternoon. I see it. That's at least a sign. I see it. It's all good.
Mid-afternoon shower in there. Go hit the stadium, hit the gym, and hit the shower. Let's go.
Absolutely. So let's go straight into our lineups, folks, as we do have Braden Sharp and Bradley Braylock facing off on stream. And I'll go through Braden's lineup first. It's going to be Braden Sharp starting off first. Chipper Jones, Diddy Gregorius, Alec Boehm, Reggie Jackson, Buster Posey, Shane Victorino, Jeff McNeil, and Bruce Dar Graterol. It is a big lineup. 90-plus players all throughout the board except for literally a singular player. That's a powerhouse here. Hunter, and who does he have to face up against?
And Bradley Blaylock, he's out of Georgia. He's currently a minor leaguer for the Red Sox. His lineup here is looking pretty salty here. We got Trevor Story, we got Gavin Lux, we got the two young middle infielders right there to lead them off. Jeff Bagwell in the 3-hole, George Springer cleaning it up, Chipper Jones, everyone loves that card in the 5 spot. Mookie Mantle, the Mookster, Mookie Betts hitting 6, Joey, big, handsome Gallo batting 7th, Craig Biggio in the 8th slot, and he's going to be pitching today with Tom Glavine.
Love it. Big lineups from both of the folks. Let's see if these players are ready. We ready, folks. So, Darren, just kind of as a just a blank look at these two lineups. Any highlight cards? Kind of going towards your favor. We see some newer cards that we saw debut last week, but we also see some curveballs in a sense. We see we see the Players League card, or we see a Prospects card in Gavin Lux, and a couple of good old classics in terms of just fundamental MLB The Show cards like Chipper Jones and whatnot.
Guys, you know where I'm at. I mean, I love the Gavin Lux card. I love the Gavin Lux card. That's my favorite. This is a perfect game All-American from a couple of years ago. A Wisconsinite, Indian Trail Academy High School. Great travel ball player. But Hunter, as you know, he can play in real life, and he maybe shouldn't be here yet, but he forced the hand of his organization. So I love the card because I love the human. And, in Braden's team, I love the Posey card. I love the human Posey as well, and I love his history as a pitcher and a shortstop in high school. He has dumped some champagne on Pence's head in real life in the past. So I tend to like those two. Posey on Sharp's team, Lux on Blaylock's team. And I like being heard from. Technology, yeah!
Absolutely. Great to hear from you.
Yes, clutching it up, Darren. Clutching it up, and you got to love those clutch plays.
Such a tech pretender are my boys. These guys have been dying to play while they've been waiting on my technology.
Yes, sir. So they're currently paused at the moment, but we can at least take a little look-see of what's actually happening down here in the field. Like we mentioned before, Bruce Graterol starting off here for our man Braden Sharp, the good old B Sharp. Trevor Story starting things off for Bradley Braylock. And, kind of going back to the first interaction between these two, who ended up winning, guys?
Well, I'm recalling a Sharp victory. I'm recalling a Sharp victory back in the day because we chatted with him after, and I know Hunter has some ties, some Texas ties with Braden Sharp. Heck, before I jumped in, he may have even talked about him. He actually hopped on our SiriusXM MLB Network radio show. This is a guy. I mean, he's a guy as a gamer, but he's a guy as a baseball player too, as a Baylor commit. So I'm kind of excited to see a pro against maybe a future pro with regard to real life baseball.
Yeah, that's impressive. And to already be Baylor committed, and things have changed a lot. He's 15 years old, and Baylor's one of the best programs in Texas. Absolutely phenomenal stadium, phenomenal program. and you know, it's pretty exciting. We definitely have me and Braden have the you know, he was raised in Sacramento, born in Sacramento, but lives in Houston now. Remember, we got camera of the D-Sut as well. Look at that. So,
and he's invading the in-game stream too. Love it, love it. The new Hunter Pence, Darren Sutton.
So we're already in the bottom of the first. Bradley goes down pretty quickly, and here comes Braden with a grounder to lead off of Tom Glavin. We got one down in the bottom of the first.
Now at the plate, Chipper Jones.
So Gus, do some heavy lifting for me because I'm not seeing the game, my friend. I will just add some good bio stuff.
That's all good, my friend.
Do a couple of good dances as Hunter Pence in the camera slot as well.
It up 1-1. Jones is one of the few true superstars.
Yeah, but guess we got Chipper Jones in the 2-hole for Braden Sharp, and he gets a good two-seam fastball, just fouls it off.
Yeah, it's gonna be a hitter's battle in this one. I mean, just the two pitchers that these guys are using, they're incredibly solid, especially with the new pickups in the Bruce Dog Gratterball card going in the first one. But Didi Gregorius, a huge card that came out just a week or two ago. That's 90 plus, and I mean, just the power, the contact. This is just a pure hitter card here, Hunter.
Yeah, I haven't had the opportunity to play with this card, but everybody seems to be really high on it. So, you know, he's got him in the 3-hole. It looks like he's only batting .229 with Didi Gregorius. Maybe that's limited at bats, but apparently it's a really good card. He's worked himself a 3-1 count here. Maybe he can get a base runner with 2 outs, guys.
Yes, sir. And I mean, just look at the size of that PCI. That's probably the thing that impresses me the most.
You know what I'm really thankful for is that they're playing at Oracle Park with fans in the stands. Let's go.
Love it. All right, ladies and gents. Oh, it's a quick one. 1, 2, 3 innings going down the board. And I think we can have the artistic stylings of our man Darren Sutton, Mr. D. Sutton. We got George Springer stepping up to the plate.
Yeah, George Springer is always a fun one to know what he has accomplished as an athlete, certainly. But, you know, in this game, he's the same kind of guy. He's an impact player. This was a guy that was coming out of UConn a couple of years back, a high draft pick. And a 10 grade as a young prospect at PG stuff.
A 10 grade? That's like top of the top, correct?
That's top of the top, Hunter Pence.
And, I mean, his career has shown that he's a 10 grade as well. His year last year, I mean, absolutely insane the amount of homers he was hitting. He had, like, pulled his hamstring, was out for a month and a half, and still was, like, in the tops of homers at the break. Yeah, just phenomenal talent. Fast, speed, power, ultimate combo. Here we got Chipper, the switch hitter, batting for Bradley.
A 91-1, first-round pick, first overall out of high school, the Bulls High School in the Orlando area, Gus. Not too far from you there. Hall of Famer 28 years later.
Yeah, he was it 18 or 19 he was in the big leagues?
I got it. Yeah, I believe he was 19, then blew the knee out, missed a whole year. Then came back, won a World Series, figured it would be that way every year. They did win the division every year.
Yeah, every year he was there. Just an absolute tremendous baseball legend. Love Chipper Jones. 3-0 count here for Bradley. And he swings 3-0 for the pop-up third out of the inning. We're going to be turning over. No hits yet in this ballgame, D-Sut.
Pitchers dominate. You've talked about the patience early that you have to show, especially in this game. So here's what we're going to do. When Gus is middle inning, Gus, second inning, right? You take the play-by-play, final inning. Hunter, since I'm not seeing – oh, wait, I might be seeing the game here. Hold on now. Hold on. But, Hunter, if I don't see the game, you do the play-by-play. I'll do the analysis for you. How's that sound?
See, it's just curveballs going back and forth, not only in-game but also in the virtual space because, man, I mean, we've been having issues all afternoon, but we're having fun here at the booth, folks.
Yeah,
I'm just going to I'm making Hunter full screen. That's the way I win.
Love it.
All right. Well, I mean, you're missing out on the beautiful Oracle Park. The first game we've gotten to call at Oracle Park, and I don't know why it just gives me all the feels.
I like it.
Actually, I do know why it gives me all the feels. I've had many good times at this ballpark.
In the ballpark when the hitters do make contact.
Reggie Jackson. What is this? What hole are we in right now? I can't see that. Is this the 6 hole? 5 hole. We're in the 5 hole. Reggie Jackson card deep in the lineup here for Braden and the Baylor Bears unis. Gus, give me your take on Georgia versus Baylor.
Georgia versus Baylor. I mean, you can probably tell me a little bit more about the collegiate scene, but the fact that we're actually seeing it on MLB The Show, it's got to be a little bit impressive. Now, the thing that I gotta ask though, I mean, the thing I gotta ask though is, I mean, where does the Georgia side actually come from though? Is he associated with Georgia? Is he a Georgia commit, or is it just love of the game?
So Bradley's from Georgia, but he's actually currently a minor leaguer for the Boston Red Sox. So I'm guessing it's just he's a Georgia fan, and that's the route he took. But I love that both times we've had this matchup, you got those college feels with all these legendary ball players. And we're already through 2 with no hits.
I mean, as much as we've been talking about the players, as much as we just, been talking about really semantics at this point, we haven't been able to talk much about the game. Not a singular hit yet.
Well out in front of the
ball, and big whiff at the ball way down under. Joey Gallo, if you connect with Joey, he can do big damage. Ooh, and he got the high fastball. So 1-2 count here.
Gallo swings, and this one
is
rushed out to right.
My God.
That's
deep, and
that
I
hurts.
think that's foul. Yeah. But we're threatening. We're threatening. Bradley's threatening for the. That was the first actually good contact, but he gets him with the low curveball.
Amazing power for Gallo. We've been seeing it since high school. Hunter, he was a perfect game All-American back in 2011. Homered in the game. Homered in the game, and was the MVP of that game. Homered at Petco Park. Joey Gallo.
Doesn't surprise me, and he homered in his first and only All-Star game at bat this year. So he has a knack for those big games. We got to get Joey Gallo to the playoffs and see what he does. See what he does in those big moments, because to homer in that big perfect game at Petco Park and to homer in his only All-Star game at bat, seems like he's got that electric vibe. Those are electric moments.
Be my eyes, Hunter Pence. Be my eyes. Keep us posted.
I got you. We got 2 down here with Austin Meadows up to bat, which is a card we haven't seen very much. And I don't know if he maybe this is a pinch hitter. Yeah, he's probably pinch hitting right now.
He and Bradley Blaylock went to the same high school, Grayson High School. That's why he has Austin Meadows on his team.
Okay, and Austin Meadows crushes one deep to right. No. Back, and off the top of the wall.
What? Yeah. Feel their arrow, though.
Wait, and then we got all sorts of shenanigans. I don't know where the base runner is. It's a 2-out triple for Austin Meadows from the same high school as Bradley Blaylock. Our first hit of the game. Let's go.
In high school is in the room. Meadows. Well done, Bradley Blaylock, playing the high school guy.
And Raleigh Fingers coming on to try to mess with Trevor Story. You definitely don't want a lefty versus Story. This guy absolutely punishes lefties. And we're quickly 0-2. And he hits one just a little bit late. A nasty slider away from old Raleigh Fingers. Now, and he gets him chasing in the dirt. Now, right now in the tournament, Braden Sharp is 6-2, and Bradley Blaylock is 4-4. So Bradley really needs to get this one a tough third out right there. We're going to the bottom of the third. So Braden is just 1 run away from taking home this victory.
Yes, sir.
Sharp is primed to do it again.
So now, bottom of the third, Chris Sale stepping up as playing the closer position essentially, and absolutely this is playoff implications as we wind down the weeks. If I'm not mistaken, one of our last weeks in regular season contention, and it's been a very intense couple of weeks, and I love the fact that we got to see a sneak peek of kind of what these two had earlier on this season. And now we kind of see it at the pinnacle Let's see what happens, though. Shane Victorino up first. Not a runner that you would want on base. Oh, no. He gets pegged. Jeff McNeil coming up next, and that's already a steal. He's going to make it a second, and it slips by.
This is like I don't even know how snake bitten as snake bitten can be. You lose a little bit of timing with Chris Sale. It's tricky, and I'm pretty sure that's what happened with that beanball there. And then the shift happens and just gets his shortstop right out of the way, and he can't get there. So first and second, and you hate to see that being the first hit you give up, Gus.
No, absolutely. That's rough.
And by the way, Hunter Pence, you are correct. Shift does happen. There's no doubt. It absolutely happens in games.
It might not have been the shift, though. It might have actually been he was covering on the stolen base. I couldn't quite see perfectly. But either way, it was a dribbler right at the shortstop that got through.
Boys, I'm hanging on your every word. Be my eyes.
Can you tell what's happening through our words?
Be my eyes. Be my Vin Scully.
Oh, good. Man on first and second. Yeah, JD Martinez just went down to a 2-3 count. And up next, we're having some rumbling in the bench.
Yeah, we're
actually steps up,
in a right-handed pitcher.
The one and only Braden Sharp, the custom card.
Braden Sharp versus Charlie Morton with old Uncle Charlie, the nasty curveball.
I wish I knew the stats, but this guy's got quite a bit of contact, to say the very least. That is a fat PCI.
Oh, that like it. The curve, there it is, the knuckle curve, the Uncle Charlie from Uncle Charlie.
You have Shane Victorino on second. He's ready to speed his way into home. But not going to happen. He's not even going to get the opportunity to take advantage of a sac fly as we get our second out, and Chipper Jones steps up in the 2-hole to try to salvage this 2-man on base situation here. Hunter, line to right.
He tries one to right.
Has to go for home. He's going for home. Shane Victorino charging.
Out of the play. He hoses him.
Oh, free baseball here, folks.
No.
Dramatics. In the bottom of the third, 2 men stranded, and I don't know what to tell you guys, but I mean, this game was relatively stagnant for innings 1 and 2, and I'm glad that we've had some rejuvenated baseball. We have a 4th inning. Gavin Lux stepping up first against Dennis
What is the speed? Gus, what is the speed on the Victorino card? I cannot believe we just had a hose out at the plate.
If I'm not mistaken, that was about in 80s, 85, 86.
Was it Joey Gallo in right field? Who's in right field?
I don't know who's in right field. I'll actually check that for you real quick. 1-2 count.
1-2 count on the top. Bradley fighting for his playoff life, Darren. Whew, man, what a play. We haven't had for the game on the line, hose piece at home.
You were absolutely correct, by the way. That was Joey Gallo in right field.
Yeah, Joey Gallo in real life has one of the best arms I've ever seen.
So Gallo has a reputation as a pitcher. He was up to 94 miles an hour at Perfect Games 11 National Showcase. 94 on the mound while all the hitters were hitting. He tried that pitching thing and threw 94.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I think you could
in high school, Hunter Pence.
Yeah, I think he's like 98-ish to 100 now. He's got a cannon.
This would be a nice win for Bradley Blaylock. He had 4 appearances in the minor leagues as a pro last year. He signed a little bit later. He was committed to Kennesaw to go play college baseball, made a 32nd round decision. But I'm going to go ahead and sign and start my career. And so exciting to see once everything gets back out and he's playing, excited to see who Bradley is as a pro.
Yeah, 4 appearances. What position does he play there?
He's a pitcher. So he signed late. He got drafted, and his first appearance was August 6th. And so just 4 appearances down in rookie ball, camp ball, if you will.
All right. Well, he's down in the 4th inning. He's going to need to pitch his way to another inning. Bottom of the 4th, Braden coming up to bat with D.D. Gregorius to lead him off.
Absolutely great knuckle curve. Charlie Morton, an absolute
Paints
machine.
it at the bottom. Yeah, I love pitching with this card. It's one of my favorite. It's not rated that extremely high, but I have more success with this card than a lot of my higher cards. Look at that high cheese with the old Charlie. Pitching 101 in the new metrics era.
Raising the sight line, Hunter Pence.
There he goes. Low and slow and high and fast.
Steady at 1 and 2. And the pitch. Checks his swing here, but he does so in time.
That's a good take right there. 2 and 2. He's battling with this DD card. Outs aren't as easy to come by as they were the first couple innings, but he gets him swinging at one of those.
Ready for
One of
another
those
chance.
good curveballs. So Alec Baum, Darren, tell us a little bit about the real Alec Baum.
The real Alec Baum, Wichita State. He's out of Omaha, Nebraska. Raked in the Arizona Fall League last year. Tall man for an infielder. Alec Baum, great potential.
And he's the Phillies organization?
Phillies organization, that's exactly right.
Yes, sir. He was recently giving a Future Stars card. That's a 95 diamond rated card, and that fits perfectly in the position that he's in. The 4-hole, ready for that cleanup. And look at this. Patient now, as we already have a man on base. Takes a walk.
Takes a walk, and now he's got to face the left-handed Reggie Jackson. Buddy, we're going to bring in a left-handed pitcher. Matchup time.
And he swings through a fastball and doesn't catch up with it. It's 0-1.
Andrew Miller has got to be absolute.
Weighing inside with that one, a pretty easy take there.
What's that, Gus?
Andrew Miller's an upsetting name for any hitter to hear.
Ooh,
Reggie Jackson gets pelted.
And the recovery won't be in time.
Oh, my goodness. So, if you can't see it there, Reggie Jackson just drilled a line drive off of Chris Sale's back and beat it to first by barely anything. And we got another grounder to third. He's not going to throw. Wait, but we got a base running mistake. He's got a chance to get him at second, and he does. So a defensive misplay and a base running misplay ends up being about equal. We got 2 outs with runners on first and third.
Winning run 90 feet away, though, boys. Winning run.
Winning run 90 feet away.
Absolutely. Opportunity for a sac fly, not going to be able to happen. Shane Victorino, he's a speedy one, but he's also got the contact to work with. Just looking for a blooper at this point. Just trying to get contact with the grass. 1-1 count against Andrew Miller at this point. What a beast of a card Shane Victorino's is, man. I mean, when I saw it, at least when I was, just playing my, little cards back and forth in Diamond Dynasty, I couldn't believe that they would just stick Shane Victorino in his prime in this game. But does try to go over to left field, deep left field, and it's going to be caught out for an out. We have even more free baseball here, folks. Top of the 5th coming up next. Chipper Jones, Dennis Eckersley to start us off.
Out in front of it, strike 1.
Wow. I couldn't even tell right there. I looked like.
Oh!
Wait a minute. Hits one to McCovey Cove. No doubt about it. Chipper Jones. And we have a run on the board. Bradley's fighting to get that playoff spot. Will 5 and 4 get you to the playoffs? I believe it does.
I believe it does. Just in comparison to other groups, that would be the fringe pick.
Okay, that's a fringy spot. So Bradley definitely needs this win, and he takes a big 1-run lead here in the 5th.
Boy, Eckersley tried to go down and in with that pitch, left it out over the plate. I'm a little bit behind you. I can't see it in my world, but I'm watching the stream, boys.
Awesome.
Just a hanger inner half.
You do got
a hanger, right? Inner half. Well, it's a feed with a 35-second delay, so there will be no live play-by-play.
It's all good. You got something here, Darren.
Fly out deep left center. Looks like he's under it pretty clean there. We'll go into 2 outs. No one on, but the big Chipper Jones big fly making the difference.
First pitch coming, here it is. Good deception on the slider there as he's way out in front.
You have to be careful. You can't sleep on the bunt right here, even with 2 outs.
Speedster stepping up, 90 speed, incredible steal stats. But you actually need to get him on base to actually make it count here, Hunter, and he sends it right to third base. That's going to be that inning done, but a lethal inning to say the very least, as we already... Oh, we have a run on the board, but wait a minute. Bloops run into right center field.
No, that's an out. That's an out.
That's a hard out. I mean, a real quick blooper, but great reaction coming in from the center field. And look at this quick hot swap. It's going to be Frank Thomas, the big man, stepping up.
The big hurt needs you right now. We need all the power we can get for Braden Sharp to get this game back tied up. 1 down, bottom of the 5th.
That was a big-time reset right there, Hunter Pence. I appreciate that.
Hey, we got 1 down. Yes, bottom of the 5th. 2-1. He swings it down and away. Two-seam fastball into the gap, and he's going to get down for a base hit. Big hurt, not doing big damage, but he's going to get a single. I wonder if he's going to pinch run for him over that first or let the big hurt.
Yeah, no, that would be huge. He has no steal stats. His speed stats are pretty much abysmal.
Grounder. This looks like a double play ball. 1 or 2. Oh, okay, he gets it.
Stress
so
now.
2 down. Well, that's kind of a pinch runner. He gets the speed at first base, and we got Chipper Jones versus Andrew Miller. Can he hit a 2-run homer for Braden Sharp to overcome Bradley Blaylock's 1-run homer? We got a little bit of a. Wait, I gotta.
It's not just you. It's not just you, Hunter. Oh no. Oh no, it's a game issue. We were talking about glitches in the system last week, Hunter, but this is as glitchy as you can get.
I've never seen it.
What is going on? What? No way. Unreal. Lost connection with opponent. Hunter Pence, Darren Sutton. We have a dramatic stop at the bottom of the 5th. It's 1-0. I can't believe it.
How does the tournament handle this?
I would expect to be that this would be a gentleman's draw in a sense. Do they want to play out that last hit? I would predict that they do, but somehow they need to reset it. So I've seen this in fighting games before. I've seen this in other esports before where, you know, the connection either stops or the console goes out midway. So you have to catch up to the same spot that you had in that situation. So in this situation, they would probably play out to that one player that was on first base. I can't remember who it was for the life of me, but they would at least want that person in first base and stepping up to the plate with the two outs down, or at least metaphorically think that it would be 2 outs. That would be a big gentleman's pick. They would have to communicate that in the back lines, folks. So whatever updates that we can get, we'll let you guys know. But other than, you know, I don't think we're ever gonna see this in a regular game of baseball. You have, you know, bottom half of the inning in extra innings, and the game just stops at 2 outs, 1-0 down. The all-important run is on first base. That's insane. That is insane to me. That is theatrics.
We've had a lot of theatrics in this game. We've had Braden had the game-winning run. Shane Victorino, 80 speed, headed home, and Joey Gallo perfects a throw straight home, throws him out. We've had all sorts of shenanigans, balls just foul. This has been a great game. I hope that we get good closure, because you hate to see it happen in the bottom of the 5th, 2 outs with all of that. That's the moment. That's the moment of truth in baseball. All those juices are flowing.
Yes, sir.
Did they get Chipper Jones, by the way? Was Chipper hitting when this went down?
Chipper was up to bat.
So we were set for Chipper Jones to give his team a 1-0 lead, and then on the other side, we were set to have Chipper Jones walk off against the team that he just homered for. We were set for Chipper Jones beating Chipper Jones and doing it for Braden Sharp. Understand that.
A 2-run homer to top the 1-run homer, yes. But I do think it was an 0-1 count as well. He swung at a slider down.
Got it. So real quick, Gus, is there any way to determine who on the tech side went down? I mean, who disconnected?
It actually was Bradley.
Yeah, it could have been. It
was the man leading the game. There's no reason he would, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. And we do have a little bit of sportsmanship going towards both sides. They are going to try to recreate that situation that was happening on the field. And because there's so many aspects to you know what just happened there. First of all, you have the pitcher. I don't know if he's fatigued. I don't know if he's out of it, but you know, something of the sort would have to come into play in terms of stamina, in terms of the lineup, in terms of the situation. You even have clutch stats mattering in this game. It's crazy.
Hey, do me a favor, Gus, if you can. Let's have some fun because we've been pretty real and raw on this one, right?
Sure.
I told you I'm watching the feed here on PerfectGame.tv, and somehow the tech world has moved. There's a suited up Darren Sutton in one box with a nice tie, looking like a pro pretender. Gosh. In the Hunter Pence box, there's a Darren Sutton as well.
That is.
So I didn't know if we could slide Hunter Pence in there because he is so darn handsome. That,
thanks, Darren. You missed my face.
That's lovely.
You missed my pretty face. Oh, and I'm back.
There you go. And I'll do you a quick solid. I don't
know. I actually look professional in that photo, though. You know.
Yeah.
Hey, what are you gonna do? This was some wild stuff, guys. This was some wild stuff.
It has been. This has been quite the entertainment. I love MLB The Show. These games, I love when they're this good. Man, 5 innings strong. 1-run lead, runner on first, 2 outs.
Let's talk about the process, though, because let's actually move it over to the game. They're playing things out at the moment, but look how interesting this is. They have bases loaded, and they're just letting walks come on in. And I mean, it's a 1-0 lead, so just gotta nail some strikes now and end the inning. Move into the bottom of the first. They're not gonna move into the bottom of the fifth, of course. They're not gonna make it that long-winded. But it piques my interest here, guys. How this whole process actually works. Put all the people on base. They get in 1 run. They get the quick strikes. We move into the bottom of the first.
I'm a little bit upset that we're at a different ballpark.
Ah, really?
They're at the Ship. It's a lot easier to hit at the Ship than it's to hit at Oracle.
That's one that I didn't actually realize. That's huge. That is huge.
I mean, we'll see. We'll see if it comes to play. If he hits a homer here, I mean, but we're having gentlemen's, you know, it's a gentleman's game. Apparently, they both agreed on this stadium. I don't know. But,
might have been.
It was Braden who disconnected, so I guess he's figured he'd give him a fair shot since. You know, he had the lead and he disconnected. When you disconnect, typically you take the loss. So this is probably a benefit for Bradley.
Yes, sir.
So bring me up to speed. Did they just reset, gentlemen? I mean, is this just a straight reset, Gus and Hunter?
I think now.
I
think this is it. So right now, Chipper Jones is up against
real.
Andrew Miller. This was the situation, I believe. And he have a wild pitch. We have a runner on second.
Oh, my.
It was an 0-1 count. I'm wondering if this is the game. I think this is the game.
That's it?
Game's over. All right.
Game's over.
Game over. Good game. I believe.
No, game's over. That was the 2 outs. That's going to be it. They're going to abandon the game. Absolutely. That is it. So, I mean, a quick bobble over to center in between second and third. And that's just straight up it.
Bradley Blaylock moves to 5-4.
And that's huge.
That's a big win. Huge.
It's you know, it's bigger for him than it is for Braden Sharp. Braden Sharp is going to be in playoffs comfortably here, folks. But wow, what a story, what a roller coaster to say the very least. And the unfortunate thing about it is that this is our only game here on stream, guys. That's wild. That's wild to me. But
such a good one though. If you're gonna have one, let it be that crazy.
Love it.
Well, it wasn't boring from my perspective. I got to hear Hunter Pence do some beautiful radio play-by-play. Gus, you guys were amazing describers of the action. I had fun with you guys. Technology be darned. Who cares? I'm fine. You guys took care of me.
And Disa, we got to give you a big credit for powering through technical difficulties, internet issues, and just being a trooper.
You're being nice. I was the human rain delay.
What?
Human rain delay.
You kept persistence is the ultimate strength, and you never stopped coming back for the boys.
Love it.
I was honored. I was honored to be part of Bradley's possible first victory. The the man who, and I love the fact that he, did what he did with different players, different hitters. Chipper's his hometown guy. He got him a homer. Obviously, he went with Austin Meadows, who went to Grayson High School, was a Grayson Ram. So I loved all the little Georgia angles on this one.
I'm excited to ask him about Mike Soraka as his favorite player.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Lots to ask. And, I mean, we're going to be able to have that opportunity for an interview very soon. Okay. It looks like they were trying to, they were trying to flag me down for a couple of minutes in between there. I'm seeing all the SOS calls in between the two, but I'm glad that they were able to settle it between the two.
Who's flagging you down, Gus?
The players were for a quick second
good.
in between the games, but they ended up figuring out in between the two. So I mean, first of all, just that entire process in itself. Let me explain to everyone how tough that actually is, because I actually come from a background of, not only being a commentator, but also being a tournament organizer for some of these esports tournaments. These pauses can take up to half an hour to an hour, depending on how competent, the players are, how, technologically sound they are. And it seems like at least one of the two, they were able to just, drive the conversation forward, drive the situation forward to actually come up with a decent solution quick. And, above everything that we saw, first of all, sportsmanship, high key, that was a big situation there where one player disconnected. They could have easily taken the win, but they ended up mutually agreeing to playing out the game. And I mean, the huge props to both players, not only for their performance on the field, not only for their performances outside the field and actually in the physical life, where we actually see them performing incredibly well in the baseball world, but also shout outs to them as people. Great story there.
That's baseball, right? I mean, Hunter, you can have all different people from all different backgrounds, from all different places, and there's definitely a gentleman's way that this game cleans itself up, and there was no way that either one of those guys wanted to take a win or a loss with tech showing them, slowing them down. They want to finish it out. I thought it was very cool.
Yes, you want to finish the game. You want to finish it the right way. And, I'm glad that they were able to come to terms on a good deal. That's what baseball's about.
All right, looks like
I heard that. I get it. I understand what you said.
I
understand what you said.
I didn't really anything.
But a good joke sits for a minute. I mean, it just sits.
It's not really that good a joke right now, honestly.
I understand. But if you don't have laughter, you have nothing. If you don't have laughter, you have nothing. I understand.
Let them be a good example. Let's just say that. Thank you for a good example.
You got it. I like it. Are we going to get to talk to Brad? Is that a possibility?
Yeah, absolutely. Looks like he is just queuing himself up real quick in the little interview waiting room that we have. I mean, this is as professional as you can get. We have green rooms.
Are there snacks in there?
I mean, I would hope. I don't know what sponsors we actually have in terms of snacks, but I will just say the stereotypical one. We got Cracker Jacks. We got Coke. I mean, he's just waiting up for him.
He's 19, so there can't be an adult beverage in there, but he can have all kinds of snacks and drinks and, an iced tea, lemonade, post-game meal. I mean, I've heard the rumors about Hunter Pence and those post-game meals. Never shot.
Ooh.
Really? Yeah, I eat a big post-game meal. I get a mound of food. You burn a lot of calories in a game, and I also don't like to eat much before the game. So I come in with a very light stomach, and by the end of the game, I eat a ton of food. It's funny that you know that. How do you know that?
I made it up. I figured you'd either confirm or deny.
What a shot! Great shot in the dark.
Oh, well, I grew up around clubhouses, Hunter Pence, with my father playing all that time. And even as a broadcaster, many times downstairs, once all you guys that played got out of the way, I helped myself to the spread on occasion. Once all you guys ate, and I made sure I tipped the clubby. But yes, I would enjoy that on occasion as well.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Bradley. He's going to be waiting up, and he's ready to go with an interview. Bradley, you're live on stream, buddy. How are you?
Good. How are you?
We're doing great, man. So we have a couple of questions for you. First of all, congratulations on the W.
Thanks. It was a tough one.
Yeah, it was a bizarre one, Bradley. I want to ask you so much about the real life Bradley Blaylock and not just the gaming Bradley Blaylock, but I've got to get to the bottom of kind of what went down. There's two moments in the game that excited me the most. You choosing Austin Meadows, who eventually got a big hit for you guys. He was stranded, but he's your high school guy. I mean, he's from Grayson High School. I love that play. And then your hometown hero, I'm guessing, in Chipper Jones hitting the homer. Two great Georgia ties, big part of this game. Walk me through those couple of moments.
Yeah, so first we'll go with Meadows. He's my go-to guy in those type of situations. We're very me and his brother are very close because we went to high school together, me and Parker. So I go to Austin in situations that I can get a hit against a righty, so I put him in every time. And then Chipper Jones, I watched him my whole life. Grew up going to Braves games, so it was good that he got that hit right there when I needed to. I was going crazy. My parents could hear me like yelling, so that was good.
Yeah, that's amazing, Bradley. I see here, obviously, your favorite player is Mike Soroka. You being, big Braves fan, tell us a little bit about why you chose Soroka as your favorite player.
I've just been following him for a couple years now, even though he just really got big this past year, making the All-Star game. So, but he's like really an inspiration to me, and like if he was like, or he's like me because he was young. So I know that if I can do good things to the minors, then I can get up there as soon as possible.
All right, and tell me a little bit about, you had 4 appearances in your first, you signed last year. Just a little bit of play. Tell me a little bit about your professional experience so far.
It's been great. I've enjoyed it. Meet a lot of new people, which is good. My debut was supposed to be on my mom's birthday, which is August 3rd, but it got rained out. So it got pushed back a couple of days, but the experience is fun. I enjoy it, every moment of it. It's a lot to take in, but I enjoy it.
Yeah, it is. And it definitely is a big life change when, no more homework, just baseball, and your body and your skill and your craft is now your job. And tell me a little bit about receiving your first paycheck to play baseball. How did that feel?
It was good. First thing I did with it was take a picture and send it to my parents. And I was like, look, we made it. So,
I love that.
There's still a lot to do. We got a couple more steps to get where I actually want to be. So that's the majors is the goal. So hopefully it's soon. But
yeah,
it's going to be a fun ride. So
absolutely enjoy the ride, enjoy where you are, and good luck the rest of the way. Congratulations on the win. I'm going to pass it on to Gus here for some gaming questions.
Yes, sir.
Oh my. I love how I'm just the designated gamer out of these guys. It is what it is. Hey, first of all, Bradley, growing up in Boston, first of all, welcome to the organization. It's great to have you on, man. I mean, it's I love the fact that I get to have, myself a gamer friendo here in the Boston Red Sox organization. I can at least look over to that, but that's not the whole story. Of course, I get to ask you a couple of things about the game. First of all, the pause that we had in the middle there, were you guys communicating back and forth in between each other? First of all, did you know what to do at that moment? Did you guys, first of all, gentlemen agree to go back into the game? How did that exchange go out?
Yeah, so Braden actually texted me on the Discord and was like, we can just go back 1 inning game and keep it going. I was like, oh, thank you. Because I didn't even know my Wi-Fi went out. And then once it froze, I was like, oh, gosh, here we go.
Yeah.
So.
Man, that's tough, my friend, but it happens. That's just the online scene in general. But kind of going back to kind of your game in general, a little bit of a hitting slump, but you were nailing it in terms of your pitches. A lot of low ones. Kind of talk to me about your mentality in terms of pitching, because we were seeing, a little bit more unorthodox, but you were throwing your opponent off guard almost the entire time.
Yes, hitting, it was tough. I couldn't get a grip on his pitcher until later on when he changed pitchers. Then he started throwing sinkers and sliders down, so then I was just sitting on that. Going back to my pitching, I like staying low in the zone, getting ground balls. But once I figure out he starts sitting on that, then I try and change the eye level, go up and down. I don't really like going side and side. I like kind of staying inside on, guys, but we got the job done, so that was good.
Yeah, attaboy.
Yeah, Bradley, I'd like to ask you, how much do you think you learn about pitching in real life playing MLB The Show?
Oh, a lot. I feel like it's a lot. You learn a lot, definitely.
Yeah.
I got a quick one for you, Bradley.
Yes, sir.
So much sacrifice. You said you shared that paycheck with your parents, and heck, I saw you and Parker play together a bunch at different events and got a chance, whether it be the high school showdown or other spots. But Chris and Tisha, dad and mom, they're the sacrificers, and you're still young. You're still just 19. How much do you owe them? The road trips, the travel ball, the new spikes, the gloves, all that. How much do you feel that, wow, these guys invested a lot in me with regard to their time and love and their hard work?
I definitely owe them a lot. They put in a lot of time and effort getting me places. My mom's a stay-at-home mom, so I got lucky there.
Yeah, you're fortunate.
She takes me everywhere. She takes me and my younger brother everywhere and does everything for us. So.
And then the other part of it for me is that's always a challenging decision, right? You were a Kennesaw commit and a good place to play. And I'm sure there were many other choices for you because I saw your travel ball career at like 30-plus PG events.
Yes,
and the Red Sox pick you 32nd, and it takes a little while to make that decision. What goes in the decision that says, you know what, I feel like for me, though I'm a 32nd round pick, I'm ready to go. I want to see where I'm at now and see if I can get to where Hunter Pence is at. What went into that decision?
A lot went into it. Me and my parents talked a couple times about it, just in general. We were just thinking, we thought this was the right opportunity for me to get out there and learn about pitching, learn from guys that have played already there. And it's just the right opportunity for me to go ahead and get out there and get into this world and start my journey.
Yeah, and if you want to go back to school, I'm guessing they'll pay for it, right?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Nothing wrong with that. I'm a parent of 2 seniors right now that just graduated. It sounds like a fair deal. Get to work, see if you can chase it. Thanks for explaining that to us. I really appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Bradley, congratulations on the big win. Good luck. I know you're right on that cusp. 5-4. That was a huge win for the playoff push. I hope you're enjoying your time, and we enjoy watching your games.
Thank you. You too.
There you go, folks. So one last hurrah for our man Bradley. And I mean, again, we had a lot of action in the first couple of weeks, but unfortunately, that is just it for our broadcast. Only a singular game here this week, but of course, like we mentioned before, the action is just getting spicier and spicier, and it seems like next week we're going to be setting up for some playoff action, some, back-to-back games, some huge back-to-back games next week on our broadcast. So, I mean, guys, overall, just run me through some thoughts throughout the regular season. We had our highs, we had our lows. Maybe name me, what was your biggest highlight of the regular season thus far, guys?
I'll let you start, Hunter Pence.
Oh, man, honestly, all of it has been a lot of fun. Getting to talk to the players has been really cool, getting to know the person behind the game. And really, we've had some of these crazy games where, a walk-off, pass ball. That game was actually pretty incredible that they were able to have a disconnect, come back, and finish it off in the most critical moment of the game. So tough to really pick one moment better than those two, where it's coming down to the wire and coming down to the last at bat.
So when we started this event, we were still really knee-deep and concerned about a pandemic and still kind of there. A lot of these athletes have not been able to do, and it's weird. That's Hunter, it's your job, but they're still, they feel like it's one of their secondary jobs right now, chasing their dream and getting to where you're at. You guys in some ways are the same, and they're not able to work out and be the way that they were and play the games the way that they wanted to. And so what I feel has been a blessing for us selfishly, and I hope a little bit for them, is they've been able to exercise that competitive nature in their bodies and their spirits that drives them every day. And a time that we've never seen before. We now have some brand new times we haven't seen before the last couple of days, and we certainly hope for lots of peace and growth in that area too. But I just think it's been great. I think the young athletes talking to one another, the way they communicate. Look, I'm new to gaming. I'm the first to tell you. I understand there's games. I get that. I'm not, I'm a dad, like I said. But to be a part of it, Gus, with you and Hunter, your passion for gaming, and Hunter's, being with the major league level with gaming as well as playing the game. It's been fun. And it's been fun to have, like, in the same night, Gavin Lux get a hit and Mickey Mantle get a hit, right? That's what baseball is all about. One of the greatest and a guy who wants to be Mickey Mantle. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I love the totally out of context sentences that you dropped tonight. You got Chipper Jones facing off against Chipper Jones, both in the very last wire in extra innings. Love to see it. Love to hear it. And I mean, in terms of myself, I mean, you guys had some like legitimate messages, and I'm over here. Word of the day, word of the tournament. You guys already know it's Fear Bend. We had some fun, lots of great moments throughout the tournament, guys, and that was just one of the many. Of course, there's gonna be some more highlight reel worthy moments. Guys, any parting words before we end up heading off for one more broadcast next week?
Be safe and have a peaceful week, everyone.
Yes. It's great to see everyone. Hope you're all doing well. And, it's a joy. Can't wait for next week. Playoff time. Let's go.
Be good, everyone. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we hope that you stay tuned as we'll see you guys next week for some more Perfect Game MLB The Show action. For Darren Sutton, Hunter Pence, my name is Gustavo Dominguez, and we'll see you guys next week.